Hello, Dr. Lama. Thank you for this opportunity to interact with you. So, Dr. Lama is a professor in theology, and he has a vast experience in the world of academia in India and abroad. And recently, he's come back to India. So, Dr. Lama, what is your motivation to leave the comfortable, cozy life in UK and then come back to India here in London?
Uh, that's a very interesting question. Yeah. Well, as Indian, yeah, normally we Indians, everyone dream is that go abroad, America, UK, and study and all that. So I had the same thing. So I did all my masters and all that, and then for my PhD I went to abroad and did my studies. After that, went around presenting papers, different places like Hungary, US, UK. Then I realized that wisdom, nobody can claim ownership of wisdom.
Right.
Yeah, nobody owns wisdom. In other words, we don't have to go far to find wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom is here, knowledge is here. Particularly when I went to Yale University, because in a paper, and it was there when I realized the importance of local knowledge or indigenous knowledge. Then I had invitation to work in US also, but then the people who want me to want to have me there also wanted to give job to my wife, just to make sure that I go there.
Your wife is a doctor?
Yeah, medical doctor. She was working in NHS in UK. So there was a kind of conversion of ideas and views that you also have. You can find wisdom, you can find knowledge in your own place in India. India is rich in culture and tradition, vast traditions we have, and this typical colonial thinking that okay, we have to go there, we have to catch up with others, that kind of words we use, development and all that. But the fact is that we have also here, it was basically colonization and modern education that makes us to think that we have to go somewhere and find answers to problem or problem. But it's not. So answer to the problem is here. So and then this one, the other one is that I've been out from my home. It was 1986 that I left this place and went to Central India. And about 20 years I was outside, and a few years, about 10 years outside India. And I thought it's good to give back to society. And in other places they have enough people. They have enough people to do many good things. But here we don't have people.
Right.
So the need is here. So I came back. In fact, it was just before COVID-19 lockdown. I went to present a paper in Edinburgh University. When I came back in the lockdown, and so from there I could not go anywhere, and I stuck here.
Oh, okay.
So that's why
So you decided to stay back in the
I stayed back, and then, of course I stayed already. I decided already to come back to work here, to help people here. Yeah.
So, in what way are you helping the society here? What are the activities that you do?
But I think mostly this is about the mind, your thinking, the worldview, more than money or something that it's about education. It's, transforming the mindset, the culture. So I'm here trying to rediscover indigenous wisdom, indigenous knowledge, because I had experience when I was a small boy, a little bit of this traditional wisdom or knowledge, like healing, for example,
Right.
or diagnosing sickness of a person. That's that kind of thing. So here I try to connect grassroots and academic, modern education and indigenous knowledge. How we connect these two and develop the people and make them as global citizens.
Right.
You know, think that okay, what you have is important not only for yourself but for the whole world, especially today's environmental crisis, climate change, and all that. So I'm convinced that we have resources here. We have some of the answers are here for global crisis, for the environment, climate change. So I'm here helping the trying to integrate this idea into education, modern education. We have school, and we have about 600 kids, 700 children. So develop a curriculum, like textbook, and slowly I'm trying to integrate the Indian education system and indigenous knowledge. So that's one. That's grassroots level. Also have the Center for Indigenous Studies, where we discuss deeper things like methodology and conversing with other ideas, ideology, philosophies, and all that. So it's an academic level, university level. So grassroots and academic level. Yeah, and then we do documentation of indigenous traditions and organize conferences. Recent one was modern science and indigenous wisdom, and then publish books, and I also do some talks. So this is what I want to do more, because I feel it's important.
So when you say indigenous knowledge, do you refer to any specific body of knowledge in a specific part of the country, or is it across India?
Yeah, of course, in India, the term indigenous is not used officially.
Right. Yes.
Could be Adivasi or tribal. Here,
Right.
tribal. Mainly indigenous people over here.
The tribal within the entire northeast,
Yeah.
or especially
Mostly
Kukis?
cookies.
Okay, so
cookies and also related, the tribes. For example, in modern today, among the Nagas, many tribes who are now part of Nagas are before part of cookies.
okay.
So my study, since for example, I look at the whole concept of Hanpu, or origin of origin, then I have to study among those people also. So it means the work is not limited to Kukis, but also the wider tribals in Manipur just now.
So, so if you say there are Nagas and the Kukis, there are Metis, there are Mizos, there are Khasis, across.
Yeah.
There's so many different tribes across different states. So, what is one common thing, and what are the points of differences? I don't know if it's.
I think common thing that's true to all the indigenous people is idea that human beings are part of other beings, meaning that we are connected, related to other human beings and non-human beings, seen and unseen beings. So that idea is very much there. It is very much different from today's postmodern, let's say, postmodern idea that nature is an object, and you're here to exploit them for your own well-being. Yeah. But indigenous worldview is that you cannot live without others. Like even spirits, we didn't even think that there's spirits today.
Yes.
When modern education is training our minds that there's no things that we cannot touch and see are not there. But whereas in indigenous worldview, we believe that there is many possibilities of existence of other beings that we cannot touch or see. So we live for them as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So very much environment friendly.
So it talks about this physical existence and beyond.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us more about this tribe where you come from, which is Kuki tribe.
Yeah.
What is their belief system, and how do they connect with nature?
See, it was people who came and observed outsiders. Let's call them outsiders, like colonizers, or let's say mainland Indians, who say that we were enemies. Enemies meaning that people who worship trees and rivers and all that.
Right.
But we're not. We're not.
Right.
I don't think we are not. We're not. That's again this colonial naming. This is how people told us, but we're not, because I have this. Although we don't practice this anymore.
Okay.
I met this because it's helpful.
Okay.
Helpful. It's helpful for us.
Okay. How?
This is the symbols of our religion.
So this is the skeleton of which animal?
Yes, the skeleton of the pig.
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 Okay.
And ideally, it has to be the slanted pig. The slanting.
Okay.
Like, meaning that the pig that lives long. So much so that the head slanted.
Okay.
So and these different articles. This is a particular bamboo, and this is the robe is particular ones, and so and this is the goat horn.
Goat's horn.
Goat's horn. And so the thing is, when our forefathers, when they pray to God for health or for wealth, they would pray like this: "You bless me as you bless this," meaning long life. Yeah. You bless me as you bless this.
The goat.
Again, you bless me as you bless this thing. This particular robe has 10 layers. This one.
Okay.
Which means very strong.
Right.
This bamboo is very strong that it can stand any wind, any storm.
Okay.
The top of the bamboo will go up and bend down and touches the ground, and it doesn't break. That shows the strength of
Strength and flexible both.
Yeah. So for them, these are the best things that they can see.
Okay.
So they use the best things and pray to the God, or whoever you call it, God or Brahman or Allah, whatever, the one who created this, whom they cannot see. Yeah. So they use this as a pointer. They praise someone beyond this. What they can see is this much. They cannot see from here, the creator.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
You see the indigenous wisdom. Can you see in Hinduism? Can you see in Christianity, for example? Yeah?
Right.
So this indigenous wisdom, so each house, you have your wife, you have children, and your children include a son, which means your completed family. Then your elder brother will make you a new home, and he will, make you live there. With this, they'll make one new one for you, which means you're a complete man, complete family head, and then you can have your God. Symbols, you can pray to God. Which means you're independent,
Right.
mature. So in this religion, what we see is one very good thing is, see, they don't name God.
Right.
See, naming God is a problem today. When you name God, then you domesticate God, and then with that theology you hit others.
Yes.
This is wrong. This is right. But our forefathers, they never named God. They only this: as you bless me, you bless me. As you bless this, you bless me. Each one signifies beauty, one signifies strength, another signifies beauty, long life, all that.
Okay.
If you use today, it can be maybe, I don't know, maybe technology, the best technology, for example. I don't know which one is. If iPhone is the best technology, they will say,
So then you would probably
okay,
try.
yeah, you bless me as you bless. Something like that.
Right.
They use the best thing that available to them and use for prayer. They are actually the pointer to God. The pointer to God.
Right.
In Hinduism, we say the neti in
Yeah.
Vedanta, no?
Yes.
Sankara.
Yes.
That is good
Yeah.
because that doesn't define God.
Yes.
No?
It just tells you what possibility is not.
Exactly.
And the rest is for you to figure it out.
It only tells you there's God.
Yes.
There's God. Now that much you can say. Beyond you cannot say. Because the moment you cross your human limitation, then you become, you commit sin.
So, see, you've studied abroad. You've seen the Western world. You, of
Yeah.
course, doing a deep research in the indigenous philosophy, especially the one of your own, which is Kuki. And we spoke about this issue of climate change.
Yeah.
Do you think the contents of the Western education or the model of the Western model that we're trying to follow, would that be a reason for the climate change?
Very much.
Will indigenous
Yeah.
knowledge be a solution?
Including faith.
Okay.
Including religion.
Okay. Can you elaborate on this?
See, we look up to the Western. This because of the strength of money. That's
Right.
all. The money power. I think so.
Yeah.
The money powers make you big, and that make you your skin special. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, nothing special. So what they say is, for example, I can talk about Christianity. Yeah, I'm Christian, so I can talk about Christianity. What I mean Christianity is like the way you define God. See, Christianity in the beginning it was not like this, but when it went to Western world, the white culture, then it gets exploited, or it gets what do you call it? Yeah. Diluted into
Right.
their thinking,
Correct. Yes.
the culture. Thinking, what is the thinking? Is a cultural or cultural supremacy.
Right. Yes.
Supremacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. That's right.
And then thinking that my culture is the best because I can make engines. You know.
Right.
So then my fan must be the best one. So
Mm.
they use that worldview to talk about God, and then they say God in terms of definite. This, not this, not this. Whereas we say not this, not this, not this.
Right. Yes.
So two different way of defining God.
Defining God. Yes.
So when you define God in definite terms, then you also create hierarchy
Yes.
among human beings.
Yeah.
Which means, since I cannot define God in terms of definite, then my knowledge of God is inferior. And since my knowledge is inferior, my culture is inferior. So you create hierarchy. So this hierarchy, the bottom is environment.
Right.
This hierarchy, any hierarchy is bad for environment. Men, women, for example, no? All this hierarchy, caste systems are very, very bad for environment.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah, so therefore, what this Western people have created through Christianity is also hierarchy and also this colonial, and it is harmful for the environment. One example for this. Then in education, the same. This we regard the Western knowledge as the best knowledge, but by doing that, they the supremacy of their worldview, the culture, elevated, and they look down upon what we consider ours as inferior. But our knowledge is based on or is connected to environment. So when you look down upon, then your knowledge is also looked down upon. And when your knowledge is connected to environment, then it also is included in the use of this. Right. So in that way, Western worldview, Western culture has not only what we call made us feel inferior, but also the environment.
Right.
Because our knowledge is part of environment. Okay. I'm made of my land, trees, the rivers, and weather, climate, Right. So the way I talk is because I'm produced by this land.
So when you speak about Kuki as a tribe, and they have their own way of connecting with nature, worshipping nature, right? Can you also speak a little bit about the art forms in which the Kukis would express themselves in terms of music, in terms of dance? If you could just give us a little glimpse into that world.
Yes, see, art, sometimes when we talk about art, it's always we think of something something music, or something, we speak and do something. But silence is art.
Okay.
One of the arts.
Yes.
When I was small, in my family, sometimes we never talk in the family. Never talk. But then we work together. We go and work together, and the rice field come back and do the same thing. The way we look at each other, we speak through looking at each other. Again, art. Yes, one form of art. So silence today, one of the when our people come out from here to Bombay, Delhi for a work, we suffer. One of the reasons why we suffer, people think we are primitive, or we're uneducated, you are not up to date, whatever, because one of the things is because sometimes we don't talk when our elderly people, our elders are there. We respect them. Even though you know something, you don't talk. It's one way of communication, for example.
Right.
Which other people don't
appreciate, they don't understand.
They don't know, and don't have the culture,
right,
for example. And again, arts is again developed from the land. For example, this one,
yes.
This one particularly made of these things, and the music they have created.
Okay.
And the song, where they take the song from, the beat from? They will take the song from the sound of this what do you call Bahai a hornbill.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of hornbills here. Okay. Where we have thick jungles. So when they fly, they fly like this, they make sound.
Okay.
So they take the sound from there and play here.
Oh, can you play it?
I don't know how to play that one.
Okay.
I'm still learning.
Alright.
See how much I am away from my culture.
Oh.
Although I have this, I'm still learning. Which means we are away from our culture. See, I'm what do you say? This is my music. I don't know how to play instruments. I'm not a real Kuki.
I think that's true for all of us. I mean, I say I'm a Hindu, but if I don't know Upanishads, and I've not read Vedas, then what kind of Hindu am I? And vice versa. So I think that's true for most of us. We really
and then what made me like this? What made me what I am today is because of modern education and religion.
Yeah, modern education. We call it education, but actually it's that's.
In other words, in this current education or the so-called civilization,
So
for us, for tribal people, it is about alienating ourselves from our own identity.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. But when you ask about why I came back to this place, I feel that especially when it comes to environment, to crisis and responding to the crisis, I feel that we have something to offer
To the world.
to the world.
Absolutely.
Yes. That is why I was convinced to come back and do little thing I do. One, for example, is the concept of kanko.
Okay.
Concept kanko. In Hinduism, we have dharma. But dharma is the culture that upholds society.
Right.
When everyone does their own duty, then it upholds. Whether it is bad or not good is a different thing. But dharma upholds society. The same way kanko is also for us, it upholds society. But the difference between is dharma is connected to caste systems or hierarchical, but kanko is like you depend on each other. You depend on each other. That's what I feel. That this is what I want to develop and encourage and promote. So for example, I need nature to live. Nature needs me. I need you, you need me, and so that way. That idea is opposite to the capitalism. Capitalist idea, consumerist culture, or greed. So Gandhian, really.
Yes.
So I feel that although you find sometimes, or most of the time, you find doing like letting the river flow upward, because everyone talking about globalization and wealth and all that, but you're talking about slow development, all that, in the same pace of nature, But I feel this is important. This answer to the ongoing climate change, because speed is danger. Speed is sin.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how you have to see. Whether you're Hindu, whether Muslim, you're Christian, we should be convinced that speed is sin.
Yes.
Because this is speed that kills us.
Yes.
We say, fast development. But what we do? In the name of fast development, we suppress nature. And then destroy nature. And then now we are facing this climate catastrophe. Now we are facing this. So the best answer is a kanko, where we think everything is interdependent. Then you go slow, you go with other natures. And then in here, the problem and the most important thing is your way of life, your culture. Arrogance, very bad. The speed, arrogance, and the selfishness, very bad. So if I'm spiritual, then I have to watch out against this kind of things. So go with nature, help one another. Therefore, I think this concept of kanko, I sometimes I jokingly say, when Oxford Dictionary includes kanko, then I don't mind dying.
Oh,
I'll die. I have no problem.
You are right.
But this kanko need to be, promoted, and it has to be practiced by everybody.
Mm.
In the call centers, for example. Call centers.
Mm.
For example, Birmingham Council, they have outsourced Pune.
Yes.
Birmingham Council is run by people in Pune. So these poor boys and girls, they work day and night. But this other side, for one salary, they can employ 2-3 people.
Right.
So these people need to practice Kanpo.
Mm.
That is, we have to think for other people, no? We have to think for each other. If we think for ourselves, then it is harmful. Right? So Kanpo must be promoted. So what I did, March 7th, every year, we observe Kanpo Day. So maybe you can also consider doing it next
Sure.
year. Yeah. On this Kanpo Day, in Pune, when I was in Pune, for example, on my Facebook one year, I post my picture.
Okay.
Everybody likes, and then when I count 100, oh, so I said if 100 people like my photo,
Mm.
then I will celebrate.
Okay.
And so when it click hundreds, then I bought some sweets and distribute in the slum areas.
Okay.
For example, so just doing little good things for others is part of Kanko, and I share this with my students and my friends. So, for example, in Scotland, one year they plant trees, saplings, on Kanko Day. Share the ideas and people get the idea, and then they do whatever they feel is Kanko.
Right.
No, Kanko is given by God, and it's not only for the cookies. It's for everyone. It's for the whole world. It's for the trees. For the fish, the dying fish in the rivers. So I think in this way, indigenous people have something to offer.
I'm sure there's a lot to offer.
Yeah.
And if we really adapt the indigenous knowledge and learn from the wisdom of the tribes,
Yeah.
I think the world will be a much better place to live as compared to blindly chasing the Western models.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
True. And of course, Kuki is one such example. The philosophy of the Kuki tribe.
Yeah. This ongoing violence has affected this Kanko. You know that. This culture.
Yes.
How do I practice Kanko? This violence. So when you kill a Kuki, innocent Kuki, then you kill the culture. When you kill the culture, the human society becomes poorer.
Yes.
By losing that.
One
So
wise person in society. You're losing an asset from the society.
Yeah. So if you observe this ongoing violence in Manipur, you will clearly observe that